Welcome back. We will be looking at the second model prescribed for you in this chapter, that is the Fitzgerald and Moon's building block model. And this is another performance management tool that is used in order to understand or in order to manage the company performance in a holistic way, that is both financial and non-financial. It's not in terms of simplicity, it's not that straightforward as the balance scorecard. Let's take a closer look at it. And another thing, and a very important thing is that the building block model is recommended for service organizations. Balance scorecard, you can use it for any kind of organization, but mostly the building block model is well suited because of the nature of the metrics that are used in the building block model. It's well suited for service providing organizations. And it suggests that the performance measurement system should be based on the three building blocks of dimensions, standards, and rewards. Three building blocks: the dimensions or the dimensions, standards, and rewards. So let's try to understand these three. Okay, so this is the building block model. The first block is dimensions. There are six dimensions identified, and it's just another word. Just remember that dimensions are just reflective of critical success factors. So Fitzgerald and Moon say that in a service organization, there are six critical success factors or dimensions that are imperative for that business. And those six are financial performance and competitiveness, and quality of service, flexibility, resource utilization, and innovation. These are the four. Well, what happens? These are the six measures, but we break those down into two. One is called downstream results, and the other is called upstream determinants. So think of a waterfall, right? Think of a waterfall. Upstream means top of the waterfall. What's going to fall? Downstream results means what has fallen, the result. So think of it like that: upstream, downstream. So, what is known as downstream results, financial performance and competitiveness, these two is the result, it's the output of the upstream determinants. What are the four determinants? Quality of service, flexibility, resource utilization, and innovation. So, the simple idea is this: if your quality of service is good, if your flexibility is good, if your resource utilization is good, and if your innovation is good, which are the upstream determinants, it means that your downstream results, financial performance and competitiveness, will be good. That's the classification there. So remember the six CSFs or six dimensions. Examples for each of these example KPIs have been given, which are quite straightforward, but you can come up with any KPI. As long as it's relevant for your business, you can come up with any KPI. That brings me to standards and rewards. These are the next two building blocks. So, as you can see, dimensions stand on these two. Standards are the KPI targets, right? The targets, you said, you identify metrics or performance measures here. And some of those will be what you measure, what you assign as targets to your employees. And when you set targets, these standards should be met. There are three standards that Fitzgerald and Moon identified that has to be met, or that has to be of high quality when we are talking about setting targets through those identified KPIs and assigning them to employees. And those three qualities are ownership, which means that the targets should be controllable, they should own it, it should be within their control. Achievability, it should be practical, it should be achievable. You shouldn't be giving targets that are impractical, that nobody can do anything with. And it should be fair. Ownership, achievability, and fairness, these are the three standards that should be applicable to any targets that are assigned according to Fitzgerald and Moon. And if you can do this, right, or having done this, the third building block is the rewards. So they identified that rewards is how you ensure that these targets are achieved and achieved in continuation. The model makes a link between achievement of corporate strategy and the management of HR. To ensure employees are motivated to meet the standards need to have two qualities, right? Two qualities: clear and linked to controllable factors. So if you're rewarding them, they should be rewarded based on clear and controllable factor related targets. Okay. So if you look at, and overall, one other thing from your study text here, overall, the rewards, the whole point of rewarding is motivation, right? So when it comes to rewards, just understand these three. Rewarding should be clear. It should be clarity is also another point with clarity that I remembered is that clarity means it should be transparent. That's why most companies nowadays, especially in the service sector, they are reward bases. Like for this performance level, the reward bases are transparent. It's everybody knows that if they achieve this much or if they achieve this much commission, this is what they make, this percentage. So it's a very transparent system. It's very clear to everyone. It would definitely motivate, and it has to be within controller their personal controllability. So that is how the building block model gets used. In terms of using the building block model as a performance measurement tool, there are advantages and disadvantages. Now, obviously, the advantages that we are looked at for the balance scorecard as a general financial and non-financial performance management tool, it's very relevant. It's quite all relevant here as well. In addition to that, building block model is tailored to the service industry. It differentiates between the results and the determinants. There's a differentiation between the critical success factors. What are the output critical success factors and the input critical success factors. The targets generally motivate the staff because of the ownership, reliability, and fairness criteria that the model promotes. And the reward system should motivate staff due to it being clear and linked to controllable factors. Now, in terms of disadvantages, it is less suitable for non-service organizations, and it can be difficult to see the link between corporate or strategic objectives. If you remember with the balance scorecard, the central question or the center point with all the four perspectives and all the questions and all the strategic choice and strategic options generation, everything that you do, right, vision was surrounded by the vision and the mission. Everything is about the vision and the mission. So there seems to be a more closer link to the vision and the mission with the balance scorecard, which is something that we don't necessarily notice because the model is pretty much set for us. So that is the Fitzgerald and Moon's building block model. It's a fairly straightforward model. And on that note, we wrap this segment up. I'll see you soon. Thank you and good luck.